Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Online Journal Day 117, The Obvious Outcome. The other day was the first bit of social consequence Amy has felt for her time online. We were in the gym, I was on the stairs, and some guy approached her. I wasn't really paying attention at first, but then I heard her gasp and look mortified. The guy had his phone in hand. I immediately walked up and asked what was going on, but everyone got silent. This was a big dude, though, like a real gym rat, but I was ready to throw hands even though I had my doubts I could win the fight. But he was polite and told me he'd been a fan of my wife and had asked if she'd stopped collaborating with Mimi, though he used her of name. He was complimentary and pleasant, but it really rubbed me the wrong way. He then congratulated her on her weight loss and pointed out his girlfriend, an incredibly fit Latina woman over on the squats, and said they'd done some work on their own account and wanted to know if we would want to collaborate sometime. Amy was visibly disturbed. After a while he picked up on the awkwardness in the air, and apologized, first thinking I didn't know about her of. I kept my composure and said I knew, but that we decided it wasn't for us, just some experimentation. I couldn't think of anything else to say. The guy nodded and said that's how it started with them and wanted to introduce us to his wife, which he did as I couldn't formulate the words to say no. She recognized my wife immediately as well, which further mortified her, though by now Amy managed to regain her composure and be polite, though she still had that look caught children have on their face. The guy's wife looked at me and asked if I was Amy's husband. She apparently thought Amy was a lesbian as she'd never seen her with anyone but Mimi. I asked if she knew Mimi IRL, to which she said no, and didn't know they were in the same city. She asked me why I wasn't in any of the videos and gave me a look that is unmistakable, like, I duck you guy, like, I've had the look. I've seen the look. I have never been the object of that look. But the look she gave me was predatory. Amy caught it too and was quick to say that we've decided it was not for us. The wife looked me up and down and said that was a shame, and that if we ever decided to get back into it they'd love to collaborate. The wife walked away and came back with a black business card with pink writing on it. Gave it to me, and they went about their day. I put the card in my pocket, but the rest of the workout was slightly uncomfortable because the other girl was watching me from time to time, and Amy was super self-conscious about it. I was uncomfortable because her husband was like this bronze Adonis, and I certainly can't compare as far as exercise and lifting, and when you got eyes on you in the gym, you can't just puss out, and I wasn't going to end my workout over this. But it did make everything awkward. After the workout, we chilled in the sauna and the couple showed up and talked to us again. This time about random stuff. They're pretty cool people. The wife is an interior decorator and the big guy is an accountant. He looks like he could eat several accountants. The man was massive. They left the same time we did, and they drive a Tesla. When they drove off I threw away the lady's business card, and we got in my truck and Amy immediately began to cry. I'm trying to figure out how to console her without that little bit in the back of my mind going, this was bound to happen. I mean, you show your naked ass online, you might run into folks who see it. I mean, this ain't a DC comic, those little masks don't work too well. Plus, you know, identifying markers. Hair, freckles, obvious tattoos. She said she was incredibly embarrassed and said she didn't want to go back to this gym. I like this gym, I like the hot tub and the pool, and we already paid the personal trainer for 6 months, he's attached to this gym. We ain't going no damn where. I tell her she runs the risk of this everywhere she goes, and if she wasn't ready for the consequences she shouldn't have done it. I would stand with her as she deals with this, but I'm not about to run away screaming every time someone recognizes her. She first accuses me of not understanding, but the look on my face told her that line of thought wasn't going to end well. She then says that she never thought anyone would recognize her. which my facial expression must have looked incredulous, cause she got a little offended. We talked about it a bit more and she eventually calmed down. Though she has been a bit off since it happened. What am I supposed to say here? I told her I would stand by her, as we decided to work through this together, but she cannot expect there not to be consequences for this. I mean, she thinks I should be more upset, but I'm really not. It's like throwing up a bucket of water and then being mad you go wet. That was always the strongest possibility of that action. I was kind of prepared for this. In fact, I have run over what I would say if close friends and work people actually found out. Cause that shit is going to happen eventually, which I told her bluntly. That shit is out in the ether now, it's never going away. She's been melancholy about it for the last day or so and I cannot find much sympathy. I'm not mad at her, I'm just like, what the hell did you expect? I promise folks don't think shit through. She should talk about this with her therapist. Her problem is that she thought she had faced all consequences when you found out, and now she realizes that this martyrium might never end since her videos will be available forever. Amy now needs to learn some coping mechanisms when the same happens again. The only alternative would be to always run when someone recognizes her, which would only lead to exhaustion and the realization that there is no place where she is safe. She is still not owning up completely to what she did and probably struggles to understand what you said, that the bucket full of water that she has thrown into the air must come down again. Encourage her to talk with her therapist about it. There is nothing that you can do. She had made her decision back then, now she needs to face the consequences. To be honest, you both can be happy that you met such a nice couple and not some of the guys that talk about her loudly, want to make fun of her, or even worse, a guy like the one that wanted to have some alone time with her. In a kind of way, you experienced the best possible kind of situation you could, when it comes to being recognized. I have followed your ongoing journey. I have been a moderator for a couple of adult chat sites. I was thinking the same thing related to who you encountered. Y'all encountered the best possible people with regards to recognition. Having lived that life and dealing with the trolls. Have that conversation with your wife and plan for the possibility of such an encounter and how you deal with it. I have had to threaten 2 individuals with restraining orders to get them to go away. Been doxxed and threatened as well. Broadcasting on TV, and the internet just feels anonymous because you can't see the audience at that moment. Ask any weatherman or other innocuous public personality what it is like to go thousands of miles away on vacation and have people wave on the street or come up to your table while you eat. People stop the judges from Forged in Fire to take selfies, for Pete's sake. Now imagine what a real movie star goes through. I could not imagine being known for something like this for the rest of your life. 5,000 miles is 8,046.72 kilometers. I have run over what I would say if close friends and work people actually found out. Out of curiosity, what do you say? Do you cover for her? Deny it? Or just be honest? It was a bit funny that the other lady thought Amy was a lesbian. Though there should be a serious conversation about it because there is going to be other times sooner or later. It eventually goes away. And you now can say you are having sex with someone that did softcore porn. Not always an accomplishment, but life is full of these stories that start off like this. Dear Penthouse Forums. I never thought it could happen to me. Considering the way things could have ended up going, there are a lot worse things that could have happened. You have both made adjustments and it is personal growth. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.